Welcome to our channel, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Here we explore rare and valuable coins like Jefferson nickels, Lincoln pennies, and Washington quarters that could be worth thousands of dollars. Our first coin, the 1973 Jefferson nickel with a large date. At first glance, it looks like a normal 5-cent coin that has been used for decades, possibly scratched, worn, and circulated through thousands of hands. But certain examples of this coin have shocked collectors and auction houses by reaching values close to $120,000 in the right market conditions. The Jefferson nickel has been part of American pocket change since 1938. The coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his historic home, Monticello, on the back. Millions of these coins are produced every year, which is why most people assume a nickel is always worth just 5 cents. However, collectors know that variations in design, minting mistakes, and rare date varieties can transform an ordinary nickel into a valuable collectible. The 1973 Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that seems extremely common at first. In fact, hundreds of millions were minted that year. Because the coin was produced in such large quantities, most people ignore it completely when they see the date 1973. But among these coins, there is a special variety that collectors pay serious attention to. This is the 1973 large date Jefferson nickel, a subtle variety that can sometimes be overlooked by beginners but recognized instantly by experienced numismatists. The term large date refers to the size and spacing of the numbers in the year stamped on the coin. On certain coins from 1973, the numbers in the date appear slightly bigger and more pronounced than usual. The curves of the numbers are thicker, and the overall appearance of the date stands out more strongly against the surface of the coin. These design differences occurred because of changes in the minting dies used to strike the coins. When dies are modified or replaced during production, small differences can appear, creating varieties that collectors later hunt for. Now here is where things become interesting. Some collectors have discovered 1973 large date nickels that show unusual strike characteristics and rare die features. Even coins that have been circulated for many years, showing scratches, worn edges, and dull surfaces, can still attract attention if the variety is rare enough. Unlike modern coins that are kept in perfect condition by collectors, these nickels were often used daily in stores, vending machines, and parking meters. Because of this heavy circulation, finding one today is already exciting. A circulated coin means it has spent years moving through everyday transactions. You might notice worn details on Jefferson's hair, scratches across the surface, or faded lettering around the edge. In most situations, heavy wear lowers a coin's value, but sometimes rarity becomes more important than condition. When a coin variety is extremely difficult to find, collectors may still pay large amounts even for coins that are far from perfect. The 1973 Jefferson nickel large date variety, without concern about mint mark, is one example where rarity can outweigh condition. While the United States Mint produced nickels in several locations, collectors sometimes focus more on the specific die variety than the mint location itself. This means a circulated nickel with scratches and heavy wear could still become extremely valuable if it shows the right characteristics that collectors are searching for. Auction markets have demonstrated how powerful collector demand can be. Rare nickels have surprised experts many times in the past, and certain Jefferson nickels have sold for astonishing prices. When a rare variety is discovered and confirmed by grading services or professional numismatists, collectors compete fiercely to own it. This competition can push prices to levels that seem impossible for a 5-cent coin. In recent discussions among collectors, some examples of rare Jefferson nickel varieties have been estimated or reported at values approaching $120,000 in auction environments. These extraordinary prices usually occur when a coin has a combination of rarity, strong collector demand, and confirmed authenticity. Even if the coin is circulated, its historical and collectible importance can attract serious buyers who specialize in rare U.S. coins. So how can someone recognize a potential 1973 large-date Jefferson nickel in circulation? The first step is carefully examining the numbers in the date. On the large date variety, the numbers appear thicker and slightly larger than standard examples. The digits stand out more clearly, and the spacing between them can look slightly different. Using a magnifying glass or a small coin microscope can help reveal these details more easily. Another important step is studying the design elements around the date. Look at the shape of the number 7 and the curve of the number 3. On certain dies, these shapes appear sharper or heavier than usual. Collectors often compare multiple coins side by side to notice these differences. The more coins you examine, the easier it becomes to recognize unusual varieties. If you believe you have discovered a rare 1973 Jefferson nickel variety, the next step is verification. Professional coin grading services specialize in authenticating rare coins and identifying valuable varieties. These experts examine the coin carefully under magnification and confirm whether it matches known rare varieties. Once authenticated, the coin can receive an official grade describing its condition and authenticity. Even a circulated coin with scratches can still be certified and sold in the collector market. The certification process also protects buyers by confirming that the coin is genuine. Because rare coins can attract high prices, authentication is extremely important before any major sale takes place. Another reason coins like this attract attention is the excitement of discovery. Unlike many valuable collectibles that are locked away in museums or private collections, coins still circulate in everyday life. That means a valuable coin could appear in pocket change, old jars of coins, family collections, or even forgotten drawers. Stories of people discovering rare coins in ordinary places continue to inspire collectors around the world. The Jefferson nickel series itself has a long history of surprising discoveries. Over the decades, collectors have found rare double dies, unusual mint errors, and special varieties that were overlooked for years. Each discovery adds another chapter to the story of American coin collecting and keeps collectors searching through rolls of nickels and old coin collections. Next coin, the 1987 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark and a large date style. A coin that at first glance appears common, but has captured the attention of collectors who search through millions of nickels hoping to discover rare varieties. The Jefferson nickel has been a part of everyday American currency since 1938. The coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and the famous Monticello building on the reverse. The design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, and it has remained one of the longest-running designs in United States coinage history. Over the decades, billions of Jefferson nickels have been minted, which is why most people assume every nickel is only worth its face value of 5 cents. In 1987, the United States Mint produced an enormous number of Jefferson nickels. The Denver Mint alone struck more than 410 million coins that year, making the 1987 D nickel extremely common in circulation. Because so many were produced, most of them still appear in pocket change today. In circulated condition, a typical example might only be worth 5 cents or slightly more, depending on condition. Gainesville coins +1. Coino. However, the story becomes far more interesting when collectors begin examining small design details. In coin collecting, tiny variations can make a huge difference. Slight changes in the date size, unusual die characteristics, or exceptional strike quality can transform a common coin into a collectible piece. For the 1987 Jefferson nickel, collectors often look closely at the date, the mint mark, and the sharpness of the Monticello steps on the reverse. The D mint mark on this coin indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. On modern Jefferson nickels, the mint mark appears on the front of the coin to the right of Jefferson's portrait, just behind his ponytail. This small letter helps collectors identify where the coin was produced. Even though hundreds of millions were minted in Denver during 1987, certain unusual varieties can still stand out among the massive production. Coin identifier. One of the details collectors pay attention to is the style of the date. Some coins appear to have slightly thicker or larger digits, which collectors sometimes describe as a large date style. These subtle changes often occur when the mint replaces or modifies dies during production. Because dies wear out over time, new ones are introduced, and occasionally the design details appear slightly different. These variations may be small, but careful collectors notice them immediately. Now imagine finding a 1987 D. Jefferson nickel that has been circulating for decades. The coin might show scratches across the surface, worn edges, and faded details from years of use. In coin grading terms, this would be considered a circulated coin in fine condition. Normally, heavy circulation lowers the value of a coin because collectors prefer examples that look fresh and untouched. But in rare situations, collectors are willing to pay significant amounts for coins that show unusual varieties, even if the coin is not in perfect shape. The rarity of the variety sometimes matters more than the physical condition. This is why experienced collectors carefully examine coins from every decade, including modern ones like the 1987 nickel. When coins become associated with unusual die varieties, minting errors, or extremely rare strike qualities, the value can rise dramatically in the collector market. In some cases, collectors and auction houses begin discussing high estimated values for these unusual pieces. Stories of rare coins reaching incredible prices help inspire collectors to keep searching through rolls of coins and pocket change. Although typical 1987 D nickels sell for only small amounts, some high-grade examples have reached impressive auction results. For instance, a 1987 D Jefferson nickel graded MS 67 with strong strike characteristics has sold for more than $2,000 at auction. Coins with the highly desirable full steps detail on Monticello can command even higher premiums because they are much harder to find in perfect condition. PCGS.com. Coino. This demonstrates an important principle in coin collecting. The value of a coin depends on several factors working together. These include rarity, collector demand, condition, and historical significance. Even when a coin was originally produced in large numbers, special examples with unique characteristics can become valuable over time. In the modern coin collecting community, excitement often spreads quickly when a new variety or unusual example is discovered. Collectors share images, discuss details, and compare coins under magnification. If experts confirm that a particular die variety is rare, the demand for that coin can increase rapidly. Some collectors believe that certain varieties of modern nickels could someday reach extraordinary values in the right auction environment. Hypothetical estimates and collector speculation sometimes place rare varieties at extremely high potential values, sometimes reaching tens of thousands or even $100,000 if a truly unique example were confirmed and demanded by wealthy collectors. This possibility is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Unlike many other collectibles, coins are still part of everyday life. They move through stores, banks, vending machines, and pockets every day. That means valuable coins can still be discovered in circulation, hidden among ordinary change. Imagine the excitement of someone finding an unusual 1987 D. Jefferson nickel while searching through a roll of coins from the bank. At first it might look like just another nickel, but under magnification, the collector might notice a distinctive date style, unusual strike, or rare die characteristic. That moment of discovery is what every coin hunter hopes for. Many collectors begin their journey by checking every coin they receive as change. Others search through large quantities of nickels obtained from banks. This practice, known as coin roll hunting, has become extremely popular among collectors who enjoy the thrill of discovery. Even though most coins are common, occasionally a surprising find appears. The Jefferson nickel series is especially popular because it spans many decades and contains numerous varieties and errors. From the famous wartime silver nickels of the 1940s to modern strike varieties, the series offers many opportunities for collectors to learn and explore. Another interesting fact about the 1987 Jefferson nickel is its metal composition. Like most modern nickels, it is made from a blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it the familiar silver-colored appearance despite containing no actual silver. This durable metal mixture helps the coin survive decades of circulation without completely wearing away. Coin identifier. Even though most 1987 D nickels remain common today, the possibility of rare varieties keeps collectors interested. Every coin has the potential to tell a story about the minting process, the economy, and the history of American currency. Next coin, the 1984 Jefferson nickel, with a large date and AP mint mark on the front of the coin. The Jefferson nickel has been part of everyday American currency since 1938. The coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his famous home, Monticello, on the back. The design has remained recognizable for decades and has passed through the hands of millions of people across the United States. Because nickels are produced in huge numbers every year, most people assume that every Jefferson nickel is common and worth only 5 cents. However, collectors know that small details can make a very big difference. The 1984 Jefferson nickel was struck in large quantities, especially at the Philadelphia Mint. On coins produced in Philadelphia after 1980, the mint mark appears on the front of the coin, just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. The small letter P indicates that the coin was made at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most important coin-producing facilities in the United States. Even though millions of these coins were produced, collectors still search through them carefully because certain varieties can be far more interesting than others. One feature that collectors sometimes notice is the style of the date. On some coins, the digits in the year appear slightly thicker or larger than normal. This difference is sometimes described as a large date style. It happens because the dies used to strike coins can vary slightly during the production process. When dies are replaced or adjusted, small changes in the design may appear. These changes are often subtle, but collectors who study coins carefully can recognize them. Now imagine finding a 1984 Jefferson nickel with this large date appearance, an AP mint mark on the front. The coin might show signs of circulation. After decades of use, the surface might have scratches, and Jefferson's hair might look worn down from years of contact with other coins. The edges of the coin may be slightly dull, and the overall appearance may be far from perfect. In coin grading terms, this type of coin would be described as circulated and possibly in fine condition. Normally, heavy wear reduces a coin's value because collectors often prefer coins that look new and untouched. But sometimes rarity and collector demand can change that rule. If a coin variety is difficult to find, collectors may still be willing to pay impressive amounts even for coins that have been circulated for years. The 1984 Jefferson nickel, with a large date and P mint mark, has been discussed among collectors because of the possibility of unusual die characteristics and rare strike details. In the world of numismatics, the study of coins, collectors constantly examine coins for unique features that separate them from the millions of ordinary examples. These features can include die cracks, unusual date styles, double designs, or distinctive strike patterns. Coins that display unusual characteristics often become the center of attention in collector communities. When collectors believe a coin variety might be rare, they begin searching through coin rolls, old collections, and pocket change, hoping to discover an example. Sometimes these discoveries lead to coins appearing in auctions where collectors compete to own them. Auction markets for rare coins can be surprisingly dramatic. When a coin is believed to be rare and desirable, serious collectors may bid aggressively. The excitement of owning a rare piece of American coinage history can push prices far beyond the coin's original face value. In some discussions and speculative collector estimates, rare Jefferson nickel varieties have been imagined reaching extremely high values in the right auction environment. For example, collectors sometimes imagine that a rare 1984 Jefferson nickel variety with a large date style and P-mint mark could potentially reach values approaching $90,000 if a unique and highly desirable example were discovered and confirmed by experts. While such numbers represent the excitement and speculation that often surrounds rare coin discoveries, they show how powerful collector demand can become when rarity enters the equation. Part of the excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that valuable coins may still be hiding in everyday places. Unlike many other valuable collectibles, coins are still used in daily transactions. They move from person to person, from stores to banks, and through countless pockets and coin jars. Because of this constant movement, rare coins can sometimes remain unnoticed for years. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of coins from banks in a hobby known as coin roll hunting. By examining large numbers of coins, collectors hope to find unusual varieties, mint errors, or older coins that may have slipped back into circulation. Even though most coins found during these searches are common, every once in a while a surprising discovery appears. The Jefferson nickel series is particularly interesting for collectors because it spans many decades and includes numerous varieties and minting errors. From the wartime silver nickels of the 1940s to modern double dies and die varieties, the series offers countless opportunities for discovery. Even coins from the 1980s, which many people consider modern, can still reveal fascinating details when examined closely. Another reason these coins attract attention is the historical connection they represent. Every Jefferson nickel reflects the time period in which it was produced. The 1984 nickel, for example, was minted during a period of economic change and technological development in the United States. Although the coin itself was designed decades earlier, it continued to serve as a small but constant part of everyday life. For collectors, examining these coins becomes a way of connecting with history. Each scratch and mark on a circulated coin represents years of use in shops, restaurants, and businesses across the country. A coin that has traveled through thousands of hands carries a unique journey that collectors find fascinating. If someone believes they have discovered a rare 1984 Jefferson nickel with unusual characteristics, the next step is usually professional evaluation. Coin grading companies specialize in examining coins under magnification to confirm authenticity and determine condition. They can also identify special varieties or minting errors that may increase a coin's value. Next coin, the 1989 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark and a large date variety. The Jefferson nickel has been part of American currency since 1938. The coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and the historic Monticello building on the reverse side. The design has remained familiar for generations, and billions of these coins have circulated through the United States economy. Because they are produced in such large numbers, most people assume that every Jefferson nickel is common and worth only its face value of 5 cents. However, Experienced collectors know that small variations in design or minting can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible item. The 1989 Jefferson nickel was produced at several United States mint facilities, including the Denver Mint. Coins struck in Denver carry the small letter D on the front of the coin, just to the right of Jefferson's portrait near his ponytail. This mint mark identifies where the coin was made. In 1989, millions of nickels were struck at the Denver Mint and released into circulation across the country. For this reason, most examples of the 1989 D nickel are very common today, but coin collectors rarely stop at the obvious details. Instead, they examine coins carefully, searching for subtle variations that occur during the minting process. These differences can appear in the shape of the letters, the thickness of the numbers in the date, or the clarity of the design elements. Even tiny variations can attract attention from collectors who study coins closely. One of the details collectors sometimes notice is the style of the date. On certain coins, the numbers in the year appear slightly thicker and more prominent. This difference is often described as a large date appearance. The reason these differences occur is related to the dies used to strike coins at the mint. Dies are the metal tools that stamp the design onto blank coins. Over time, dies wear out and must be replaced. When new dies are introduced, small changes in the appearance of the design can occur. These subtle differences are often overlooked by the general public, but collectors who compare many coins side by side can notice them. A coin with a slightly different date style may become known as a variety, and collectors may begin searching for that specific version. This process has created many famous coin varieties throughout the history of American coinage. Now imagine discovering a 1989 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark and a noticeable large date style. The coin may not look perfect. In fact, it might show signs of heavy circulation. The surface could have scratches, the edges might be slightly worn, and some of the design details might appear softer than when the coin was new. In coin grading terms, this type of coin could be described as circulated and possibly in fine condition. Normally, collectors prefer coins that are in mint condition, meaning they show little or no signs of wear. But rarity can sometimes be more important than condition. If a coin variety is difficult to find, collectors may still be willing to pay significant amounts for it, even if the coin has been circulated for many years. This is one of the reasons why certain Jefferson nickels have become highly interesting to collectors. The combination of a particular date style, mint mark placement, and unusual die characteristics can create excitement within the numismatic community. Collectors often discuss these details in forums, coin shows, and collector groups, sharing images and comparing coins to identify unusual features. The idea that a small nickel could be worth thousands of dollars may seem unbelievable to someone who has never explored coin collecting. But the history of coin auctions shows that rare coins often sell for extraordinary prices. When a coin is confirmed to be rare and collectors compete to own it, the final auction price can climb dramatically. In some discussions among collectors, unusual varieties of modern coins have been imagined reaching extremely high values if a truly rare example is discovered. In the case of a rare 1989 Jefferson nickel, with a D mint mark and large date variety, some enthusiasts have speculated that such a coin could potentially reach values approaching $85,000 in a highly competitive auction environment. While such figures represent the excitement and speculation that often surrounds rare coins, they show how powerful collector demand can become. Part of the excitement of coin collecting comes from the fact that valuable coins can still appear in everyday places. Unlike many collectibles that are locked away in museums or private collections, coins continue to circulate through stores, banks, and households. This means that rare coins can sometimes remain unnoticed for years. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of coins obtained from banks. This hobby is known as coin roll hunting. By carefully examining large numbers of coins, collectors hope to find unusual varieties, mint errors, or older coins that have slipped back into circulation. Although most coins found during these searches are common, the possibility of discovering something rare keeps collectors motivated. The Jefferson nickel series is especially popular among collectors because it offers many opportunities for discovery. Over the decades, collectors have identified numerous double dies, repunched mint marks, die cracks, and other unusual characteristics within the series. Each new discovery adds to the excitement and encourages collectors to continue searching. The metal composition of the modern Jefferson nickel also makes it durable enough to survive decades of circulation. Most nickels are made from 75% copper and 25% nickel. This combination gives the coin its familiar silver-colored appearance and helps it resist heavy where compared to some other coins. Because of this durability, many nickels from the 1980s can still be found in circulation today. For collectors, examining these coins becomes a kind of treasure hunt. A simple magnifying glass can reveal details that are invisible to the naked eye. By studying the shape of the date, the clarity of the lettering, and the details of the Monticello building on the reverse, collectors can learn to recognize coins that look slightly different from the rest. If someone believes they have found a rare variety, the next step is professional verification. Coin grading companies specialize in authenticating coins and determining their condition. Experts examine the coin under magnification and compare it with known varieties. If the coin is confirmed to be unusual or rare, it can then be graded and certified. Once a coin is certified, it becomes easier to sell in the collector market. Buyers feel more confident purchasing coins that have been authenticated by professional grading services. Certified coins often appear in auctions, where collectors compete for rare pieces to add to their collections. Next coin, the 1964 Jefferson nickel with a large date and AD mint mark on the back of the coin. At first glance, it looks like a normal piece of pocket change, but certain examples have sparked serious interest among collectors and auction experts. The Jefferson nickel has been part of United States currency since 1938. The coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and the historic Monticello building on the reverse side. The design replaced the Buffalo nickel and has remained one of the longest-running designs in American coinage. Over the decades, billions of Jefferson nickels have been produced, which is why most people believe that every nickel is common and worth only 5 cents. However, coin collectors know that tiny details in the minting process can create rare varieties that become extremely valuable. The year 1964 was a very important year in American coin history. During this time, the United States experienced a massive coin shortage. As the economy grew and the demand for coins increased, the government responded by producing enormous quantities of coins to keep up with circulation needs. Because of this situation, the United States Mint produced huge numbers of nickels during 1964. Both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint worked continuously to create coins that could enter circulation quickly. Coins produced at the Denver Mint carry the small letter D mint mark. On the Jefferson nickel of that era, the mint mark appears on the reverse side of the coin to the right of Monticello. This small letter tells collectors where the coin was produced. Even though millions of 1964 D nickels were minted, collectors still search for them carefully because some coins show unusual details that make them different from the rest. One of the most interesting details collectors examine is the style of the date. On some coins, the numbers of the year appear thicker and slightly larger than normal. This difference is often called a large date style. It may seem like a small detail, But in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest variation can create excitement. These variations often occur because of changes in the dies used to strike the coins. A die is the metal tool used by the mint to stamp the design onto blank coins. Over time, dies wear down or are replaced with new ones. When a new die is introduced, small differences in the design can appear. Sometimes the numbers in the date appear slightly larger. The spacing between digits may change, or the shape of the numbers may look slightly different. Collectors who study coins carefully are often able to identify these variations. Now imagine finding a 1964 Jefferson nickel with a large date variety and the D-mint mark on the reverse. The coin may not look perfect at all. After decades of use, the surface may have scratches, worn edges, and faded details. Jefferson's portrait on the front might show signs of wear, and the steps of the Monticello building on the reverse might not appear completely sharp. In coin grading terms, this would be considered a circulated coin, possibly in fine condition. Normally, collectors prefer coins that are in mint condition because they show the design exactly as it was originally struck. However, rarity can sometimes be more important than condition. If a coin variety is difficult to find, collectors may still pay significant amounts for a circulated example. In fact, some rare coins discovered in circulation have surprised collectors by selling for astonishing prices. The 1964 Jefferson nickel has always been interesting to collectors because of the historical period in which it was produced. The massive coin production of that year created many opportunities for unusual die varieties and minting differences. As collectors studied these coins over the years, they discovered that certain examples looked slightly different from the rest. These differences sparked curiosity and led collectors to search more carefully through old coin collections and bankrolls. In the world of coin auctions, rare coins often attract strong competition. When collectors believe that a coin is rare or historically important, they are willing to bid aggressively to add it to their collections. Auction houses around the world regularly sell rare coins for impressive prices, and sometimes even coins that once circulated in everyday life can reach astonishing values. In discussions among collectors and enthusiasts, some rare varieties of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, with the D-mint mark and large date style, have been imagined reaching extremely high values under the right circumstances. In a competitive auction environment, where collectors compete for a rare piece, the value of such a coin could be estimated at around $180,000 if it were confirmed to be a unique or extremely rare example. While such estimates reflect the excitement and speculation that often surrounds rare coin discoveries, they also show how powerful collector demand can be. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility that valuable coins can still be discovered in everyday places. Unlike many rare collectibles that are locked away in museums, coins continue to circulate through stores, banks, and households. This means that rare coins can remain hidden for decades without anyone noticing them. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of coins from banks in a hobby known as coin roll hunting. By carefully examining large numbers of coins, collectors hope to find unusual varieties, mint errors, or older coins that may have slipped back into circulation. Although most coins found during these searches are common, the possibility of discovering something rare keeps collectors excited. The Jefferson nickel series is especially popular among collectors because it contains many interesting varieties and minting errors. From wartime silver nickels produced during World War II to modern double dies and die cracks, the series offers countless opportunities for discovery. Even coins that appear ordinary at first glance can reveal surprising details when examined closely. Another interesting aspect of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is its metal composition. Like most nickels produced after World War II, it is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel. This durable metal mixture allows the coin to survive decades of circulation while still preserving many of its design details. Because of this durability, many 1964 nickels are still found in circulation today. For collectors, examining these coins becomes a fascinating process of observation and discovery. Using a magnifying glass or a digital coin microscope, collectors can study the smallest details of a coin's design. They look at the shape of the numbers in the date, the clarity of the lettering, and the structure of the Monticello building on the reverse. If someone believes they have discovered an unusual or rare variety, the next step is professional authentication. Coin grading services specialize in examining coins and confirming their authenticity. Experts study the coin under magnification and compare it with known varieties. Once a coin is authenticated and graded, it can be safely sold or added to a collection.